people had to be taken there on a small boat. Now, what was the success rate of these Albions in taking all of these Moorish women and their children and families to these islands if they were caught practicing witchcraft? What was the benefit? No, they were already taking over the land through intermarriage in the family. Okay? The benefit was that by mobilizing those women, they took the women who were the most powerful of the quote-unquote witches. And that's why voodoo and all those things are so prevalent, and roots and all that, on those islands, because those women are still the most knowledgeable in that science. But now, even they have lost the truth of what it is, and they have a bastardized version of what that is. So they too were made to be silent witnesses to the goings-on and the chaos that came as a result of that migration, that forced migration. We were fortunate. What happened to us here is that the ones who knew better shut up. They refused to pass the science on to their children, and they would not discuss their history. They would not discuss certain things here and there, like you all talk about your mother saying different little things and stuff like that. Bits and pieces got handed down and managed to eke its way through. But the majority of that science never found its way to us. These are things that were never taught in the school system anyway. They were taught at home. They were taught in the communities and passed down generation after generation. So pretty much everyone in our community knew what to do. And one of the things that I have to share this part with you, and I'm not going to share any more of it with you than this. We were silent witnesses to a dramatic change, and I'm going to explain to you one of the ways, one of the most powerful ways that the Albions took over our government, our land, our families, our businesses, and our economy. Do you know what alabaster is? Well, you know. Alabaster is gypsum. Do you know what the modern trade name for gypsum is? Come on, Jeremiah. I'm going to tell you the power of silence. Of course, you know Don didn't want to tell you. I know that. Said, I'll just tell him. And he was right with him, yeah. Elder too. I said, I'll just tell a little bit. Alabaster. Can you see it? Alabaster. A bastard Moor. How do you create bastard Moors? You put sheetrock in the house. And it's going to destroy a marriage. You put sheetrock in a house, it's going to make sure that your daughters have children and never get married. Oh, guarantee. I guarantee you that if you have sheetrock in your house, you're not going to get married. And if you're married, you're going to get divorced. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. There are no exceptions to the rule. So the act doesn't lie to you. Yes.
Can you tear it out and put something?
You can tear it out. You better. And when they designed public housing all around the country, and our people flocked to that public housing, and then all of these little children born and mothers on welfare, all the public housing is full of what? Mothers on welfare, because they're not married to the fathers. Why? They can't get married. No matter what they do, because that alabaster is in their midst. And then, for those of you who got lucky and weren't in public houses and were in those old houses that had concrete and brick and stone walls and all that, guess how they got you? They created little statues out of alabaster. One of the most famous ones is that little King Tut statue. with the little doohickey snake on the head. Then another one was the Sphinx. And they put them on the street corners in your community. And what did you do? You went out and brought the alabaster right to your house. Gotcha. Yes.
What does that alabaster do to the vibration and the makeup?
You see gyps. Gyps, like gypsy, gyp. What does gyp somebody mean? Trick. Deceive. It deceives the signal. It mixes up and scrambles the signal. So you never get there. That message never gets there. That message of love and loyalty and you know, true love and all that, it never reaches the other party. Can't get there.
So going back to the will and the testament, if somebody in my family wills this to be,
Wills what?
as far as,
For you to find the truth.
is that all? No, it can't be.
I'm not saying that that's all. You think that someone in your family willed it for you to be subject to alabaster. Is that what you're saying?
If they had this knowledge,
They didn't know. Here's what happened. The Moors created alabaster for the Albion. They didn't have marriages.
wait. You saying that the Moors, my ancestors are Moors, they know about the alabaster.
They knew.
All right, so
Yes.
now, they might not have known how it was going to change hands. And
That's
what it would
correct.
do.
Right. The script got flipped.
Right.
Now, then what happened was, we ended up in those properties that had the alabaster. But originally, we didn't live in those properties that had alabaster, and we didn't have alabaster in our homes at all. But all of those little raggedy, small, little door, little window houses was built with alabaster in it. Not built for us, built for them. What happened is, as they began to marry into our families and take our wealth, we systematically over the years ended up in those houses without even knowing it, because we had lost the science. This is the value of science, and this is the value when I tell people, oh, you've been missing class. They say, oh, well, okay, Just like you see, Ella, as I said, how much have I missed? A whole lot of it. It's hard to say. When you miss a few weeks of class, you miss almost a lifetime of information. Don?
There's something about Egyptian war we know that how many architects do you know in our community? Now, all of them are mostly artists. In those societies, in those circles, that you study what Egyptian board really is. When you see them, they don't even touch Egyptian board with their hands, because they know what that is. We happen to know it because we are the trade. I wasn't sure until recently what that was. Even the chemical composition of gypsum board it's really bad, but it's in there. That's why it's contained in those things.
Between the sheets of paper.
Sheets of paper.
I'm sure it came with asbestos.
So you think it's something
Worse.
because
It's worse than asbestos.
Okay.
Asbestos, you will eventually recover from it if you get away from it. Not alabaster, as long as asbestos you can encapsulate it. Encapsulate it so that the fibers don't escape. Alabaster, you can't encapsulate that. It'll seep through. The energies of it will seep through whatever you put on top of it or around it. It doesn't matter. Yes.
Yeah, but now, the purpose of it, why would he bring something like that into existence?
To make sure, see, if the Moors had never started having sex with animals, no reason for this. No reason for this. The reason for this was to prevent those children, those mothers,